Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. This webinar is entitled True Colors, Appreciating the Unnoticed Beauty. So I'm not sure how many of you are interested to know how to find out, to discover, and to really appreciate something that we may have missed in our lives, especially during the pandemic. I'm sure many of us are living in fear and worries and stuff. And that's why I have this topic, True Colors, trying to appreciate the unnoticed beauty. And as you may be aware, this is one of the webinars of the MAPP alumni webinar series, Strategies to Thrive in Uncertain Times. So if you visit the website, you may be able to find out more than 60 webinars that you may want to attend. So just choose some topics that you're interested in, and probably you'll unlock more about positive psychology. I'm Carl Chung. I'm from Hong Kong, and welcome everyone. So during the webinar, you may have questions, you may have something you want to express, your opinions. So feel free to write your questions in the Q&A box, and we'll answer your questions at the end of the seminar. So as I said, this seminar is about appreciation of beauty. So I would love to divide this seminar into 3 sections. So the first section where we'll talk about what is appreciation of beauty. And then we'll explore the benefits of that. And you may be aware that some people actually know there are beauty in the world, there are excellence in the world, but they find it quite difficult for them to appreciate, or they just don't care. So why is that? We're going to explore that. And then I'm going to give you 5 tips, and hopefully they will be useful to enhance our ability to appreciate beauty. All right, so appreciation of beauty and excellence. What is beauty and what is excellence? Pearson and Seligman discovered that for beauty and excellence, there are actually 3 types of beauty that we can appreciate. And the first type is physical beauty. People who are high in appreciation of beauty and excellence are more responsive to these 3 types of goodness. One of them is physical beauty. Physical beauty is about, it can be auditory, it can be tactile, it can be abstract, it can be visual. So this type of goodness produce awe and wonder in when the person's experience it. So think about when you're walking in a park, you see beautiful sceneries, especially when you're traveling. It's natural that you feel, oh, it's so wonderful. The world is beautiful. So this is one kind of physical beauty. So the second type of beauty that we can appreciate is the beauty of skills and talents. And this is related to excellence. Very often, it can be skills that we observe in some people, say, for example, music, or someone who is very skilled in a certain sport, or maybe someone who is very skilled in mathematics or at their work. So all these skills and talents are something that we can appreciate. And this kind of appreciation is very often energizing, and it compels a person to pursue their own goals. It makes a person more energized. It inspires admiration. It makes people more motivated. So physical beauty and skills and talent. And here comes the third type of beauty, is moral beauty. Moral beauty is virtues. So are we able to observe virtues in people? Are we able to observe moral goodness in people? Say, for example, kindness, generosity, love and care, creativity, etc. And I would say this is often the type of beauty that we always miss out in our life. Because this takes extra effort for us to really observe what other people are doing and really stand from a third person point of view and see that, oh, this person is doing something good to other people. And for this, it is interesting because if we are able to observe moral beauty, studies have found that when we witness acts of moral beauty, it entails some pleasant feelings. The feeling of moved, we feel uplifted, we feel optimistic about humanity. And it is exactly this feeling that makes us want to become better, want to become a more loving person. So it has actually very positive effect in ourselves because it helps us to elevate. So 3 types of beauty: physical beauty, skills and talents, and moral beauty. All right, so some of you may say, well, actually we knew it. We knew all these exist in our world. But then why am I more appreciative than my friends? We all know all these exist. Why is that? So it comes to the word appreciation. What is appreciation? So to appreciate something, the first thing we have to do is to notice it. There are people around us who may not notice there are so many beautiful things in the world. So by noticing, we have to be aware of the existence of beauty. We have to be aware that there are beautiful things in the world, beautiful people around us, not just the look, but also their inner beauty. And then we have to be able to locate goodness and attend to it. So this is actually more than just seeing or hearing. This is actually to pay effort and to attend to this beauty. And the next step, after noticing that, we have to start appreciating it. So by appreciation, it means we have to be fully engaged in the experience of awe and other positive emotions you may have through this beauty. This is important because for some people who are experiencing their life, they may think, oh, actually there's nothing special. There's nothing very important for me to appreciate. There's nothing very beautiful for me. The reason why is that they may just notice it. They may just know it in their head by knowledge that beautiful things are in the world, but then I do not feel it. I do not have the emotional connection to these beauty around me. So step 2, appreciate, actually takes us to a journey inside so that we can truly feel the positive emotions that these beautiful things are bringing to us. We are relating all this beauty to our life, ourselves, our feelings, our affect. If we do not have this step, then it is likely that we'll be able to be in a state of observing beauty, but then it does not enhance our well-being. So we've talked about what appreciation of beauty and excellence is. Why do we have to do that? Why appreciate beauty and excellence? What is the benefits? To individuals, it enhances our sense of meaning in the world. Because we see beautiful things, because we notice, we feel there are their beauty, their moral beauty, their virtues, their good things in other people, and we treasure it. And that's why it gives us more meaning in our lives. And that enhances our life satisfaction. But not just that, it is also important at work. When our employees and our colleagues know how to appreciate the beauty and excellence in each other, it actually gives us more motivation at work. This is easy to understand, and it enhances employee well-being. And more importantly, it reinforces good practices. Think about that. If your colleagues are able to appreciate you for the good that you have done, they're going to, if they are able to appreciate you for the good heart you have, it is likely that you are going to do more of what you have been doing. It's going to reinforce what you're doing at the moment. So by this, when we have a culture of appreciation in the company, it reinforces good practices. What about society? Think about that. If in society, everyone appreciate each other, and we see the beauty and excellence in each other, then there will be harmony. There will be respect. And recent studies has found that if we are able to practice appreciation of beauty more, then we are more likely to achieve a society that's united in diversity. You and I may be different. I may be different from other people else's, but if we know how to appreciate each other, then we are going to respect the differences that we have. We embrace differences, and then we can get together in one place and we can actualize ourselves. So united in diversity. Now, but sometimes it is quite difficult to appreciate. Some people may think that I haven't got much to appreciate in my life. My life is different from the others. And some people may find it quite difficult to appreciate things, especially when times are difficult. So why is that? When we have a lot of worries, it's less likely for us to be able to appreciate. When we feel the sense of insecurity, when we have a lot of troubles, we have anxiety, when we have complaints, and the list goes on. When we have all this, it's hard for us to appreciate. It's less likely for us to find beauty in the world because, well, things happen in life and not all of them are pleasant. So some of these negative emotions might motivate us to protect ourselves. They have their use, but when our minds are too preoccupied, it is easy for us to miss out the beauty that appears in front of us. Think about that. When we are in difficult times, when we are worried, when we are in anxiety, very often we spend our energy on finding out solutions. We spend our energy on worrying. We spend our energy on getting the negative emotions away. And when our mental energy is spent that way, it's less likely for us to spend energy on noticing what is beautiful around us. So the more preoccupied we are, the more mental energy we will spend on issues like problem solving, or finding solutions, or finding a way out, or just to get rid of negative emotions. And that's why, even though we all know that there is beauty around us, we might still miss the chance to truly appreciate them. So when I'm talking about this, you may want to think about, what about for myself? How much and how often Am I able to appreciate people and things in my life? So having said all these, here are some tips for us to increase our ability to appreciate beauty and excellence in our life. So tip one is to have conscious detection. So consciously look for instances of beauty and excellence in your life so that it becomes a conscious habit. It is hard to appreciate something if you don't even notice it. So as a first step, make conscious effort. Deliberately look for instances. I chose this icon. I like it because it looks like the camera on smartphones. Think about the cameras on smartphones nowadays. They can detect smiles automatically. Do we have that detection in ourselves as well? Are we able to detect beautiful things that's in front of us? Imagine yourself as a smartphone camera and you're able to detect every sample of beauty around you. You'll be able to see kindness of your friends, creativity of your children when they are painting or drawing or cooking. Or you can see care and love from the caregivers that you see on the news. So how much more will you discover in your life if you have that detection? And how much more colorful will your world become? Conscious detection. And I was looking on the web because now that we've got time, I was surfing on the internet looking for pictures, and this is what I've got. Look at these pictures. So the first picture is actually doctors and nurses who've been working in a hospital for days wearing their mask because it's so tight that it causes bruises on their face. What is there to appreciate? The second picture is a choir in Italy. They meet online, they sing together. What is there to appreciate? And this one is a picture of my friend. He took her girl out and they saw an old man on the street. And then the girl initiated to donate a mask to this man. So what is there to appreciate here? If we have the eye of appreciation, then probably you see bravery, you see selflessness, grit in these caregivers. You see teamwork, you see creativity in the choir. You see love, generosity, and kindness in the girl. So are we observant enough to detect beauty in our life? My second tip for you is to focus on what we have now. Be thankful for the people around us. Be thankful for having a home. Be thankful for the food you have, for the time you have, and for the health you have. All these are actually precious. So that means this is a practice of gratitude. Very often we focus on the negative. And as you may know, we all have negativity bias, right? So we tend to do that, and especially during big changes in our life, because changes might give us stress. And when we are stressed, then we worry a lot and we forget about the goodness that we are having. And here I would like to make a point about now. It's always at the moment. Some people, they may ask questions about the past, like, why? Why does this happen to us? Why does it happen to me? Or they may be blaming. Who made it happen? When our mind, when we spend our mental energy there, then it's hard for us to appreciate what is happening in front of us now. And similar to that, if we are always thinking about the future, because the future has not happened yet, we may have hope in the future. Yeah, that's good. That's a source of optimism. But then it's hard for us to appreciate future beauty because it's not does not exist yet. So by focusing on now, what is in front of us, the people in front of us, um, the beautiful scenery, our pet, our relationship, our connectedness with people. By focusing on all these, it helps us enhance our ability to appreciate. Here I'm showing photos of my friend again. Because we are locked up and then we have to stay at home all the time. Then with the girl, because their girl are feeling so bored, so they decided to have a tent in the living room, and they said, okay, now today let's have camping. So camping at home, and my friend and her girls are getting together inside the tent and they enjoy the night. So during the time, what can we do to treasure the relationship and the time we have at the moment? Tip 3, embrace changes, because things change all the time. Actually, we all live with changes. We have been living with changes since we are born. But some of us react more positively to changes than the others. When we're able to see changes as a chance to grow and to break through, it brings us more positive emotions and motivation as well. I chose this icon because it looks like the stock market. Think about that. COVID-19 has brought opportunities to some organizations for rapid development, which had never happened before, right? So how do we appreciate changes and recognize that it's an opportunity rather than a stress? If we have been living with changes, so realize that and allow changes to take place in any point of time in our life. Because the change itself is neutral. It is our perspective that make it positive or negative. So my fourth tip for you, express appreciation. It all starts from yourself. So be a role model to your family. When your children see you appreciating beauty and excellence, they will naturally learn to do it too. So the tiny steps at the beginning would be to appreciate a song or a meal that is cooked by your family to you. Express the feeling by telling them how much you enjoy that, how much you care about your friends, how much you cherish the time with them. And all these are setting you as a role model, and the positive emotions that is generated through that will be contagious. So when you're doing that, when you're telling your appreciation to people around, the positivity actually spread and have a great impact on them as well. So if you want to build a family with appreciation, that is the thing to do. And my final tip here, collect good stories. Because now we all stay at home, so it's good time for us to collect all these. Select books, images, videos that introduce the wonder of the world, especially if you have children. Because it is the best time for that now, to educate your children to appreciate beauty and excellence. You can find a lot of video clips, books, or songs that help you connect deeply with the nature, art, and other aspect of beauty and excellence. Say, for example, a story about Mother Teresa has a lot to tell. It's a great way to introduce the wonders of the world to your children. The internet can be an incredible resource for looking for all these examples that shows how fantastic the world is. So the 5 tips here, and the list is not exhaustive. There can be many, many more tips from you. It all depends on your creativity, and you can always find little things or little interventions that you think is possible for you to enhance the sense of appreciation of beauty and excellence in your life. So up to this point, can I just stop a little bit here and see if you have any questions for me? If you have questions, you can type your questions in the Q&A box, and then we will answer your questions. Or if you have anything to share, still feel free to type that in. Hi, what's your favorite way to appreciate beauty? That's a good question, thank you. My favorite way, I would say, I love to observe the goodness in people. So there are 3 types of beauty that we mentioned. So for moral beauty, I love to observe how people interact, especially during this time, because for example, COVID-19 hit Hong Kong much earlier than the US. So in January, we started to have the outbreak, and then everyone got very afraid of it, and then people are stocking up food, stocking up toilet rolls. So everyone are living in fear. And at that time, we are all fighting for materials. And one day when I was on the train, it was very crowded. A lady walked into the train with no mask. And she was walking in with her grandmother, who has no mask as well. And then there are people on the train who are saying, well, you guys should wear a mask. How can you not wear a mask in this situation? And the lady was crying. And she was saying, oh, I wish I had a mask because we do not have enough masks at our home. And then there are people talking around, and suddenly someone just handed a new mask to both of them. And when one of them, when they are given a new mask, there are more and more people doing the same. So by the time they got off the train, they have more than 10 or 20 masks on their hand. And they were so thankful for that. So from this, I think coronavirus is giving us a chance to connect with each other. And then it's also a chance for us to share love and care for each other, which we may not have this chance to demonstrate our virtues in our daily life. There's one example, like how I would love to appreciate beauty in my life. And I find it beautiful. And it gives me motivation and energy to become a better person as well. How can we tell our friends and family to appreciate when they are saying negative words or always comment on others? Well, thanks for the question. It's a very good question. Sometimes it happens to me as well. I would say positivity and positive emotions are contagious. So it's very hard for us to tell someone to be positive because they do not feel the need of it. And more importantly, they do not feel the good of it yet. Not yet, all right? Not permanent, but not yet. So for me, how I would approach that is I would start from myself. So I would start by appreciating what is in them. Start by noticing what is good, what is beautiful in our daily life, in our relationship. And then from that, they will be able to feel the positivity. And when they feel that, they may change. So it's all about interaction. Yeah, thanks for that question. It's a very good question. Right, any more questions? I think we have time for one or two more questions. Right, if you have any questions, feel free to write in the Q&A box anytime. And there's two questions from me to you that I think is worth for our reflection. The eye for beauty. I'm not sure whether you agree with me or not. I think we can have a lot of tactics, a lot of techniques, a lot of skills to enhance our ability to appreciate beauty and excellence in our life. But everything starts from the eye. If we do not have the eye for beauty, if we don't even notice there is beauty in our life, it's hard for us to appreciate. I was discussing this with a friend last night, and she gave me another example. She said, well, you can offer delicious food to the people around you, but then if they do not have the tongue for that, it's hard for them to feel the joy of eating. And that's right, the same for appreciation of beauty. If they do not have the eye for beauty, it's hard for us to appreciate. So my question, which one is right? If we have a more beautiful life, then a more beautiful life does more appreciation. Or instead, more appreciation, that's a more beautiful life. To me, this is like a cycle. And the cycle starts from appreciation. If we have the eye for appreciation, the eye for beauty, we'll be able to look for things to appreciate. And when we can appreciate, life become more beautiful. And when life become more beautiful, it seems that there are more things for us to appreciate as well. So this is like a cycle, and I hope this webinar will give you a little bit of hints about how to develop the eye for beauty. Right, thank you. I know there are some of you who are from Hong Kong here, some of you who are from the other part of the world, from US, and if you need the Chinese version of these materials, then I'm happy to share with you after the webinar. So please send me an email. I'll be happy to share that with you. So thank you everyone.